YouTube? Beefcake Bill here. We're going to go over a little contest coverage today. So upcoming this weekend, I believe it's on Sunday, we have the Empro Classic. Gosh, we've just had a lot of competitions back to back to back. This has been a bodybuilder's fan's dream schedule this year, and the prize money keeps going up. So many more high-level competitors are competing on a very frequent basis. Geez, like when I first started watching this sport, it was very common for especially the best of the best just to do their Olympia, and then they would re-qualify for the next year, and they would just wait until the Olympia again. And then the people that were kind of fighting to qualify would compete throughout the season. But you've never seen like top 5, top 6 athletes in the world compete half a dozen times a year. But these times are changing, and I am excited about this. So today, we're going to go over some really, really cool stuff. So we're going to go over the Empro Classic. This is the Empro Classic Instagram page here. We're going to go over the competitors list just for men's open. A lot of names that I'm personally not super familiar with, but I'm also going to dive into who I think the top 3 are going to be. So right off the bat, we have Julio Alexander. This one's Alexander, and I like this guy's name. Kasazi Brian Drago. I always think of like Ivan Drago. Steph Brugink. Angel Calderon Frias. He's one of the heavy hitters in this lineup. Dennis Friedrich. Sasan Heirati. Another one that's a heavy hitter in this lineup. Antoine Loth. Justin Musiol. Claudio Sergio. And Mr. Topolagu would be our set list for the weekend. Now, a lot of European competitors, actually all European competitors, 0 Americans coming into this. I don't think this is going to change as I'm filming this. This is Tuesday. This is going to occur this weekend. So I don't think we're going to get anybody else into this competition, but I think we've got some cool stuff shaping up for the top 3. So my opinion on who the top 3 is going to be, and in no specific order, even though I have a feeling that Sauce is going to take this one quite easily, actually. I'm going to start with Justin Musiol. So this is him from the Cali. He's done like 6 competitions this year. Young kid. You can definitely tell he's a freaking tank. He's been like better or worse. This was a very decent showing for him. I think his first show this year was the Detroit Pro, which I would say was probably his worst look. And he's consistently gotten better. I did really like the look that he brought to FIBO this year, but Cali was no exception. I think a few areas that he can bring up, honestly, he's got all the muscle in the world. Guys, this is a very European thing. They don't tend to struggle with getting really nasty condition. If anything, if I'm being pedantic, we're probably looking at, his back is quite good. His whole posterior chain is really good. Probably could use a little bit more arms, honestly. But he's young. He's got plenty of time to fill that up. You can see, like, even the tricep, bicep, like, they need just a little bit more. And I would say his delts overall could have a little bit more cap. And he also needs to be conscientious of his waist because his hip structure is not exactly the best, but he does a really good job of hiding that. And you'll notice, like, on certain competitions where he hasn't done as well, he's been a little either distended or had a little bit lacking in that waist control, that midsection control. And really that could just be like a carb up thing, right? How many grams he had to push in to fill out, because he is a big boy. Also, halfway decent poser. I think that's going to carry him a little bit. Really excited about this guy's future, but my prediction is he's probably going to take 3rd. The person that I think is going to take 2nd is none other than Angel Calderon. So he's actually a 212 athlete, and I believe he actually took 2nd at the New York Pro in the 212 division, but he's thrown his hat into the open, and he has been an open victor in the past, and he has enough muscle to stand with anyone. Like his calling card is he's thick as a brick, and he gets granite hard. He doesn't have the most pleasing aesthetic structure, but damn, I don't think you could pick or put any more muscle on this frame. I don't even know where you would stick it. I think if I'm being pedantic, a little bit more quad sweep, and that's not because his quads are small, it's because he has a little bit of a thicker midsection, more to create a little bit more of that X frame. But I think this is the most recent update photos that he's given. I think he's trying to make a statement because he didn't win, and I thought he was the heavy favorite to win the New York Pro in the 212. But with that being said, he's came back. The critique was he wasn't quite as sharp as normal, but I think he looks like he's literally cut from granite. You can tell a big difference here. Like if you look through like the serratus here and the external obliques, it's not just that they're cut. You can see like this fine feathering through all of that. Like I bet it's really painful for him to be alive right now. So Angel, I'm predicting 2nd place on this one. And then last but not least is Sasan Heirati. He just earned his Olympia bid this last weekend at the Toronto Pro, taking out a very formidable Regan Grimes. Very, very close contest. I still had Regan winning that one on structure alone, but here's the problem with what's watching this stuff on live streams is you don't really get to appreciate or see the level of detail and hardness that this guy has. One of the things that I noticed with Sauce is where he lacks in probably just genetic structure. He isn't the widest guy up top. His arms are a little bit down. His back, specifically the back double, it lacks a little bit of depth, but holy crap did this guy come peeled. Like, he comes hard as nails, and it's not just his leanness, it's the level of separation and hardness to the muscle. And as he turns around, you can see this is kind of the back double where the lat's just not there. But if you look at, like, right in those quads, how, like, they're not just cut out, they're completely cross-threaded from the freaking hip all the way to the knee. And I swear you could stick your freaking knuckle in those striations because they're so deep. Another thing he has in spades is, honestly, outside of maybe Andrew Jack, he probably has one of the best set of abs. So not midsection, but best set of abs on the planet. One of the things I really appreciate about Sauce is he poses like an absolute champion. When he hits those poses, it looks effortless, and he can hold this. This is a short reel, but he holds this for so long. Like, Regan's going through 2 or 3 different variations of the hands, overhead abdominals and thighs. Sauce just holds it, and it looks like he's not even freaking trying, and it's just cut in. He's smiling. You can tell that he has done his homework. So this is my picks for the Empro Classic, in specific order. Sauce taking number 1, Angel taking 2nd, and then Justin Musiol taking 3rd. If you have your predictions, I would love to hear what you guys have to think about this, or if you disagree with me, like, who do you think is going to win this one? Is there some surprise people in this lineup because the lack of notoriety, at least in the States, for the other European competitors? Please, I'd love to know what you guys think, and we're gonna check this out because I think it's gonna be a pretty cool show. The Empro Classic it never disappoints. Europeans really know how to put on a really good show. So, you guys,